Hello everyone and welcome to The No Show. I'll be your host Nathan Orenstein, and today I'm going to be reviewing Hurry Up Tomorrow. Hurry Up Tomorrow was written by Trey Shults, Abel Tesfaye, better known as The Weeknd, and Reza Fahim, directed by Trey Shults and stars Abel Tesfaye, Jenna Ortega, and Keoghan. It follows a fictionalized version of The Weeknd whose girlfriend breaks up with him in the middle of tour, causing him to pretty much have a mental breakdown. He then has a run-in with a mysterious fan who comforts him at first before creating even more problems for him to deal with. So the Weeknd's decided to make a vanity project, playing himself, co-writing the film, and producing it. Not to mention it's supposed to serve as a companion piece to the album of the same name that he put out earlier this year. Now, I wouldn't go out of my way to call myself a fan of The Weeknd, but I have liked his last few albums, and I think he's a very talented singer. Well, after watching Hurry Up Tomorrow, I have no doubt in my mind that he should stick to singing. The biggest problem here is definitely the writing. Now, I don't know how much The Weeknd was involved in the writing process, but I do know that he's listed as a writer, and I also know that the dialogue feels like it was someone who has never written for the screen before. So, you can do the math there. Regardless, the dialogue is so stilted and awkward, and there's no semblance of emotional range here either. Everything's either completely emotionless or way too over the top, and there's not really anything in between. And in terms of actual substance, you're not getting any of that here. The closest we get to a scene whose writing is fleshed out involves Jenna Ortega explaining to The Weeknd himself what his own songs are about. And the scene is really serious too near the climax of the film, and yet I couldn't stop laughing because that premise is just ridiculous. The actual story as a whole isn't written any better either though. Most of the events that unfold are pretty nonsensical, and the movie trips over itself multiple times when trying to portray its themes. I think the movie's about The Weeknd realizing that his relationships with women are kinda toxic, and then sorta repenting for it, I guess. Maybe. It's hard to tell because the character itself is about as interesting as a cardboard cutout, and Jenna Ortega's mysterious fan character opposite him just doesn't make any sense. And she's supposed to serve as the catalyst for the film's themes to really take off. So now we're just in a huge mess. And as I alluded to earlier, the film culminates in one of the worst final acts in recent memory, and I was holding back laughs throughout all its self-serious ridiculousness. It's a psychological thriller with a very tenuous grasp on what makes the psyche interesting and what makes a movie thrilling. This is one of those movies where the writing is so bad that it's pretty much dead on arrival. But there's still plenty of other fun stuff to talk about too. To start, The Weeknd has proven himself to be a horrific actor. Pretty much all of his line reads feel forced, and he is utterly incapable of showing emotion through his face at all. And for whatever reason, his mouth is almost always open, even when he's not talking. Keoghan is fine playing The Weeknd's friend and manager, but he's kind of an afterthought in the grand scheme of things. Jenna Ortega, bless her soul, is giving her best effort here, but her character is so poorly written and her dialogue is so cringy that she unfortunately never stood a chance. Jennifer Hudson and Cats type vibes. Trey Shults is up to his usual shenanigans behind the camera, including disorienting, spinning cinematography, pseudo-artsy, blurry color splotches, and a changing aspect ratio for pretty much no reason whatsoever. It's not entirely unwarranted here, as it does sort of fit the chaotic party lifestyle on display, but it still comes off like he's trying too hard a lot of the time. I will say I did enjoy the music of the film. There are a lot of Weeknd songs, so I hope you like him, but I more so meant the original score in between that was made by Oneohtrix Point Never. It's got this moody, almost paranoid sensibility to it, but also keeps the energy up when it needs to. Definitely my favorite part of an otherwise disastrous film. Hurry Up Tomorrow really has very few things going for it, unfortunately. The writing is a train wreck across the board, and it drags the performances down with it, although The Weeknd really didn't need any help in that regard. The style is overkill, and the whole film has this air of self-importance that it really did not earn at all. This is one of the worst movies of the year, and one of the worst jumps to filmmaking I've seen a singer make. I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 10. If you enjoyed the review, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you've seen Hurry Up Tomorrow already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.